Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Became the Joker. I know it's been a while since I've, how we would say, did some things, but right now... that actually matters. I got this idea from recently watching a What If that got me back into my vibe of What If making. A bit later than usual, but I mean, Anyways, how would this start? Well, of course. Hello there. Well, it will start about... Let's start with explaining some little facts. This reality, or this What If, is going to be a bit more like Gotham. So, heroes are going to be a lot more brutal, a lot more corrupted, and other things like that. And if they make the Joker, you know it's going to be pretty gruesome, so yeah. Anyways, let's continue the What If. As a child, Deku never really had a childhood. With an abusive father. And a mother that didn't really do shit for him. Kind of just watched. His father would brutally beat him every day. To the age of 5, I say. Beating a very young child. Deku was beaten till 5, and then, after 5, the entire accident happened. And practically, this is what would have happened. Well, Joker is, or Deku for now. At a young age, Shashimadori would beat him constantly. When he was first born, he was born with very unique lime-like hair. A dark, light greenish hair. With pure emerald eyes. One that can stare into your soul of beauty. Deku wasn't like normal people. Besides being Kirkus, of course. Deku loved magic tricks. Like every other magician, he would love to create magic tricks, showing others. People thinking it's a quirk, but no, he just... Practically, as any magicians never reveal their secrets, so yeah. Of course, though, due to him being quirkless, Sashashi would be drunk. He'd be abusive, drinking, alcohol, and all the other things you can over-abuse. I should really make this 18 plus. Either that or 13 plus, technically. So yeah, what would happen is that he's practically abused. He watched his father abuse him to the age of 10. On the age of 10, Deku was alone. Oh, also, by the way, Bakugo, Now Bakugo would have made anything. I'll say, who can replace Bakugo? Perfect. Genji. Or Enji, I think his name was. Endeavor. Also, if you haven't noticed, this Deku's a bit more older earlier. This Deku's around his 30s when in his early 30s, late 20s. This is going to be a lot more older Deku. And he's going to be born a lot more, earlier. So being bullied at school for being quirkless, not just that, but no teacher really gave a damn about him. They kind of turned a blind eye. Yes, Deku would still have that, sin mineral like aura, but eventually he would kind of, after bullying and whatnot, Deku would gain identity disorder, making another personality to, how do you say, due to the trauma he has felt now, all the way towards 10, abuse from father, and, school bullying, not just that, but practically being casted out by society due to him being quirkless, and people not giving a damn about him. Oh, it's not light bullying either. It's pretty brutal bullying. They would bully him until he would start, broken bone wise. That's how paralyzed practically. They would beat Deku to the point where his bones will break every day. From them being very fragile, but eventually you think having bones that can adapt each time they break, they get harder, but only means they can beat him more often. If one punch doesn't take him out, two punches, and if some there on, he'll get beaten even more. The more the more it doesn't affect him, the more they would beat on him. And so, this story takes a dark turn when he turns 11. Deku's at home, relaxing for the first time. But not just that. Inko would be unhappy due to Hisashi, practically being out there. And if you know what being out there means, out of a bar, picking up chicks and whatnot. Hisashi Midoriya would bring women to the bar, to, his home, while his mother's there. And, Inko did try to leave, but, Hisashi's abusive ways kind of beat into her, I guess, forcing her to stay with him. Until one day, Inko had enough. And let's say there's a new drug going around the streets. I'll say a prototype of the quirk enhancer. I can't remember the name, but it's like that. I'll say it's related to, it's like a prototype of the enhancer, but more of the relaxing kind and, unhinged kind than, the actual enhancer part. So what would happen is that he would be very gone at this point. His mind will be somewhere else as he comes home smashing down the door, ready to, daily beatings for, Inko and Deku. As Inko had enough and decided to arm herself with a knife. But of course, what would happen is that when Hisashi went closer and closer, Inko, when it came to the point where it's, self-defense, she didn't have the guts to do it. As Hisashi grabs the knife from her hand and kind of stabs her with it. Yeah, stabs her. And walks up to Deku. Why so serious? Easter egg. From the movie. Just a hint. As while that's happening, Deku would have, I guess Deku at this point since he is 11, he's a little more smarter now. He would have called 911. And they would see cuts and bruises, many of them on Deku's, body. As the police officers break down the door, gunning down Hisashi. As Deku's mind is somewhere else in the matter. He's very scared. He's a broken child. As you know, he would also have burn marks on him, but they wouldn't. It's a quirk. So, they wouldn't really be able to chase quirks. So yeah, they'll just think it's the father's doing, but no, it's actually technically Endeavor's doing. Teenage, or I guess not teenage, just teenagers. I say like kid Endeavor, I guess. Even the nice people are mean to him. And over time, he would see the true view of the world. That the world doesn't give a crap about him. And now he's in orphanage. He's in an orphanage. As you know, nobody really adopts him due to him being quirkless. This would lead up to when he is 15. For a year's later time skip. Let's say one of the kids at the orphanage had a mind quirk. What do I mean by mind quirk? It's kind of like a genjutsu kind of way. They can make you see nightmares and whatnot. They thought it would be funny to, bring Deku's nightmares to life. Or, mentally fucking with him, practically. Deku had it, as, his mind clicks, and, that switch kind of, off. The kindness switches off. He goes on murderous rampage, practically. Grabbing a pipe from under the bed and just whacking the bully with it. Whacking. Not stopping until, he hears, metal bar hit concrete. Meaning that this man's entire face is just gone. Smashed into oblivion by Deku's strength. The metal pipe he smashed his head with. Yeah. Head not existent anymore. People would scream and yell, but let's say for reasons they don't have good service, for reasons, Deku would slowly but surely kill every single person in the orphanage. Why, you would ask? They all fucked with him. They kept poking the tiger, expecting the tiger not to bite back. And when a tiger has enough, it comes for its food and comes for its prey. Eventually, Deku bit back. And he ain't letting go. So yeah. After, killing the entire orphanage, about a good 100 people. Yeah, a good 100 people. He kind of burns it down as well. So, finding in the boiler room tons of gasoline. Beautiful to have an orphanage, right? Deku proceeds to grab the gasoline and practically pour it everywhere, not every inch of the entire orphanage with gasoline. And, he's outside the orphanage. Fire. He flicks the match as the match turns on, and the entire orphanage burns down. And also, the boiler. Every electronic is on. Meaning that when it touches the boiler room, every single thing that's electronic explodes. Bam. Gone. Giant explosion. As cops are called, people are, called as Deku leaves. 15-year-old Deku leaves. As by the time Deku has so many beatings, he's a bit, his bones are he has a very high pain tolerance at this point. For being beaten like 15 through 15, 1-year-old to 15, practically getting beaten. So yeah, pretty good pain tolerance. Not just that, but he can dish out some good punches as well. Because, at the point, he does figure out, he's a little, skinny. So, at least not skinny, but, he's average. He doesn't want to be average. He at least wants to be able to take down at least, low class to mid class villains. High classes are like All For One, Muscular, a couple other people like that. But what he makes up with mid class and high class are the things he will get in the future. He's walking around the city, just seeing the pure chaos that is in. Seeing that no one really cares. If you're not getting paid or anything like that, nothing really changes. And what would happen is that there'd be some goons, just some random goons, attacking a little child. I guess not child, let's say there's like a 5-year difference. What is that buzzing? That's on my phone on the other side of the room, anyways. What happens is that Deku sees some goons, about to have their way with a 10-year-old girl. What happens, as there's a, right in the shadow, because I'll say it's like, about like, what time is it? It's like 10? I'll say it's nighttime, midnight, it's like midnight. So, it's like a midnight time, all of a sudden, all the goons here laugh. Well, hello there, how are you? I see, I cannot let this happen. Well, too bad I can't let you live. You'll just come back on the streets, won't you now? As you know, he creates the persona of Joker. And also all of his documents of, everything, like his entire existence of documents are erased from, everything. Like all the documents were in that orphanage, burnt down, exploded, nothing left. Not one item, not even, an item I wouldn't mention there. Meaning that it's only concrete, rubble, and just things. Not one thing you can scavenge from, the orphanage fire. Or I guess the explosion. So, you think you can take children and just rape them, right? Well, I have a problem with that. That's not in my rule book, and I don't think it's very kind to do so. As you know, by this time, Deku would have gotten, how would you say? A crowbar. And like Jason Todd, he will beat the ever-loading crap out of the 3 goons to death. As this child will look up to him in kind of admiration, almost. Admiration, almost. And, due to him being too young, let's say Deku calls the cops, throws their phone on the ground, breaks it, so they can at least know their location, and, he continues walking. Who is this child? You can, I'm giving big hints, so yeah. Anyways, Deku would try to get a job, either from the circus or some type of job in general. As Deku would get, he would run a mini kind of convention, I guess. Not a convention, but an arcade of some kind. You know, clowns are very, they're all around the city. Everyone loves clowns, so Deku would eventually, he would, get some makeup and whatnot. And, yeah. He would get makeup, and this would probably happen. He would look like the Joker, not just that, but he would sound like the Joker. He would leave his old voice behind, because to him, Izuku Midori does not exist. Only Joker exists. At least, not yet. I mean, it's getting there, but, yeah. As, they're in a paint factory or some sort. Should I get there? Nah, that'd be too early. Anyways, what would happen? What would happen is that Deku would be some type of vigilante. Or not vigilante, but I mean, if he sees people, doing something wrong while he's just walking to work, or, at night or something, like when he's taking free walks to, chill his mind, he'll kind of, kill them and, continue on his way. So, yeah. Vigilante, yes, but no. Anyways. Deku he would go to the gym very often. A lot of the time. Just to stay fit. He would also perform for people. So he has about 2 jobs. Being a vigilante. And owning a magic shop. As you know, he technically has 3 jobs, a vigilante. Plus bills. Also, he lives in an apartment. Deku would be very free. He would do whatever the fuck he wants to. Of course, being hero and whatnot. Not a hero, but, a vigilante. He will have very little, restraints to what he can do. Like, if he says something, he keeps his word. That's the only thing he does. He keeps his word. Also, he still, people still, make fun of him and whatnot around the streets and whatnot. Just think, random heroes and whatnot. They'll just laugh at him every time he walks. Quirkless person just going to work. People will laugh at him. I don't know how they would know he's quirkless, but, they'll just laugh at him. Because, yeah. Deku will be laughed at for his entire life. He wouldn't yet be the Joker, but I mean, he started to. We do a... No, that's way too late. Hold up. Let's hit until Deku is 20. Now, let's say we go to time skip to Deku is 18. A 3-year time skip. Deku has made quite a good name for himself. People call him, the Joker since, he laughs and whatnot. Nobody can really see his face since, by the time people arrive, he's already gone. And, there's a little, there's a symbol. There's always some type of symbol with a rabbit and a smile. Or, just a Joker and a smile, I guess. Or just a big smile. The classic Joker, laughs, ha ha ha, and whatnot. The classical things and whatnot. People, acknowledge him. Like, people who are quirkless, people who are mistreated due to having, unique quirks and whatnot. Blood quirks, muscular quirks. Just quirks that are unusual for, the average person. Mm-hmm. And there would be... Deku wouldn't know what would be up, but Deku would always feel eyes on him for some reason. He do feel like someone's always watching him, but he wouldn't know where, though. Every time he looks in the direction where he's being watched, he doesn't see anyone watching him. He has very good, awareness over his surroundings. Very spectacle. So, yeah. Eventually, Deku, due to corruption, the bills will go higher and higher. Corrupted businesses and whatnot for, homes. So, every, month, the bills for Deku's, stuff will, go higher and higher. So, he would start to, not be able to afford a lot of things. Like, he can barely afford food and barely afford water and, anything at all. Lights, electricity. So he kind of shuts that off for now. And, where he's living at isn't the best. And, let's say for some cases, Deku is, he's walking around, he bumps into a person. And he bumps into Mrs. Joke. Don't feel like saying her real name, but I mean, Mrs. Joke, the pro hero. I mean, not technically a pro hero yet, but I mean, you get the point. She's a hero in training, and she's also living there. As you know, the owner of the building isn't very kind. Which, let's say at one point, Mrs. Joke didn't have, enough, let's say this one time, Miss Joke, or this one week, Miss Joke didn't have, her money. Or, had enough money to pay off anything. Because she lived on her own. So, the owner of the building, wanted to persuade her in some other ways. As now Deku's, he's just going upstairs, just walking slowly. Just thinking. He's really penning on his thoughts. He's walking very slowly. As now he hears, he hears, the owner of the building push Miss Joke to, the wall. As you know, Deku, he's not... When it comes to bullies or anything like that, he don't mess with that shit. Like, he will be on your ass if he sees you messing with someone. So, he's kind of like, if you're not a good person, he'll fuck you up practically. So, I don't know how, but out of nowhere, he would, he'll pull down his sleeve as, a crowbar somehow pops out. And, he whacks the crap out of, the owner of the building, killing him. by accident. Yeah. Miss Joke would, become kind of be more on the line of terrified, as the cops are called, and Deku kind of burns down his apartment. Not yeah, practically burns down his apartment, leaving no evidence as he leaves. As he lost all his money because he didn't have enough time because his apartment was pretty close to the cop station. So yeah, he didn't have enough time to bring all his stuff. He only had to sometimes bring some tricks, like some his good old handy crowbar, some weapons, not like just classical like bats, like a bat, a crowbar, some money, good stash of money. And I mean, he killed the owner of the building, and I'm pretty sure the owner of the building will probably have like a good decent amount of cash in his room. So he kind of stole the money. So I mean, yeah. I mean, he dead. What he gonna do with it? So I mean, yeah. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, he practically grabbed the money. He would have a lot of things on him. And when I mean the owner of the building had a lot of money, I mean gambling money. So he had a lot of it. He grabbed that shit and just left. Like, he burned down everything he owned. So he had, like, nothing besides, the left bottom part of the screen. He only had, he had, like, a book bag, like a small book bag with a crowbar and whatnot. Just kind of like a golf bag. So he had a bat, crowbar, some stash of money. Hell out of money, or like a duffel bag. So he had some clothes in there. But he living life on the edge. He living life free, so he good. He don't really care about anything. Remember, Joker's insane. So yeah. And the shit this man Deku has been on, he don't give a fuck about life. Like for real. Like he does find a new place. He's not a building, but it's kind of like an abandoned, factory. Kind of abandoned factory. So what happened is that one day, people know him as the Joker by now. So yeah. One day, Deku, he's just rolling, just finished doing vigilante work. And let's say it was Deku's birthday. Deku's now turning 20, I believe. Yes, 20. And, he's just coming in from vigilante work. As he's relaxing. Like, he's just relaxing. Like, let's say he got a coat, he got a sofa, he got some pizza, he got a table, he got a fridge, he got all the, he got that Ninja Turtle, setup. He got that Ninja Turtle setup. He got, a punching bag, Also, it's a chemical, abandoned warehouse factory. So, yeah. So yeah, kind of got that Ninja Turtle vibe. It's still in progress. Like, people still use it, but I mean, it's kind of his job too, cause it's not abandoned. Like, it still works, and people still work there, but not that many people. So just like 3 people. It's not only Deku's, because I say, not much to do. Like, there's only some things in here and here to do the job. Eventually, the other people quit, or not quit, but, resigned. Because, they had enough money to, go off and whatnot. Deku was the only one left at his job, Practically was the only person there. Kind of moved in, so yeah. So, yeah, now we go to main time, as we are okay. So at the police station, people are trying to, cops and whatnot are trying to investigate, the Joker scenario. They're trying to see, where, or where we can locate this killer, I guess, because he'll be pronounced as a villain, but he'll be more of a vigilante than villain. Because, I mean, he kills people, but he only kills bad people. So, yeah. Kind of like a good guy Joker, but no, not really. Still Joker, but yeah. Anyways, he's like Stain, but if Stain was like on that yellow stuff. So yeah. Anyways, what happens is that Deku, he gets a knock on the door. And he looks through as he notices it's the cops. As he's like, fuck. Huh. This isn't good. Fuck. As he grabs his shit and he dips. Because he got a lot. He got a hello lot of money. He got low key. He got that good money to go off of. So he grabs his stuff because let's say he only had enough time to grab his like money, and yeah, that's about all he was able to grab. He grabs his money, runs up the stairs to the I guess the top where you see all the chemicals and whatnot, the bowls of chemicals. As he's like on top of that. He's on that bridge thing. So yeah, as Aizawa pops in. Showtime Aizawa pops in. Not slides in, but he breaks on the door, as or I know he'll come through the window. There's no window in the ceiling, so he comes through the windows. In front of Deku, as Deku running away, as he's also being shot at by cops. And Aizawa is telling them to cease fire. He got this. But one of the cops accidentally shoots the chain, which kind of Deku loses his footing. He trips as he's holding onto the ledge of the floor, I guess. Yeah, because he's like right on the edge. He's holding on to dear life because he's right above chemicals, some chemicals. So yeah. As he's like, hey, fuck, I don't got this. He tried to swing, but when he tried to swing, the thing only went more down. Like the bridge kind of went more down. So he's like, fuck, I'm gonna go to jail. As Showtime's out will try to, Eraserhead try to, help him. As how would you say? He would, he'll grab Deku's arm and, let's say Deku tried to play something and he was like, I bet I switched places with him. So if he tried to, try to do that reverse shit, so he tried to, reverse card, he grabbed out, his, crowbar from, his, sleeve, try to kind of hang on to the floor, kind of like, try to use his crowbar for leverage to, get on the floor instead of, falling in. As one of the cops thought this as, Deku gonna take both of them out, Aizawa and himself out, but, it wasn't. He was trying to, get on, because he was trying to get on the other, bridge by, using his crowbar to, lift his other arm up. As the cop shot his other arm, the one with the crowbar. As Deku wasn't, he didn't expect this happening, so Aizawa had to let him go, because he's strong, but he ain't that strong. He's not able to carry an entire. Deku pretty heavy. He pretty hefty. I mean, it was right at the edge, so Aizawa didn't have enough of Deku's arm to begin with. So Deku's arm kind of slipped from Aizawa's hands as kind of, he kind of fell in with the chemicals to the chemical pot. As, he starts screaming in agony, kind of, because, yeah, it burns, as, he kind of low-key, not drowned, practically drowns in the chemical. Yeah, who keeps on having my phone on? Like, bruh. So yeah, he'll be like, as Deku wakes up. Time skip. Deku wakes up with he looks at his hands and he feels like he can't move his body. As he has handcuffs on both, like kind of handcuffed with both of his arms and legs to the hospital bed. And Aizawa would, he'll be on his break, eating something. Deku's in the hospital, he has, bandages all over himself. As he's pretty, he's out of it, he doesn't know what the chemical was, but he's out of it, though, he on that cloud stuff, bro. He on the sky stuff type of things. So yeah. So anyways, Deku looks at the mirror and then he instead of screaming, he kind of laughs. As that's where I'm going to end this video because I have to go to bed and I'm very tired. So I'll see you all in the next video. And I'll remember, subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.